everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here, hope you're all doing well, and in this video we are going to be discussing Loki Season 2's finale. We're going to go ahead, we're going to hop right on into it. In this video we are going to be taking a read from the Direct's article. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. As a read, after the Loki Season 2 finale debuted on Disney+, leading star Tom Hiddleston himself had shared his honest thoughts on Loki's sacrifice at the end of the show, becoming the gods of stories. Loki Season 2 put Tom Hiddleston's lead character in uncharted territory, taking on a new mantle as God Loki, or God of Stories, while occupying the He Who Remains place, holding together countless different timelines across the multiverse. Marvel utilized Loki's classic God of Stories persona from the Marvel Comics as well, as the former God of Mischief left his new chosen family at the TVA behind, embracing a life of solitude and making the biggest sacrifice of his life within the MCU. The Loki star himself and executive producer Tom Hiddleston spoke with Film Is Now on YouTube about his character's sacrifice scene in Season 2's finale, with Loki now holding the multiverse together and taking over the He Who Remains post. Looking back on how Loki has been driven by self-interest, isolated largely by himself for so long, Tom Hiddleston described the character's sacrifice in the Season 2 finale as both wholly appropriate and very moving for him, saying that, in quote, "Now that the Season 2 of Loki has aired, I feel in the performing of it, in the planning of it, in the developing of it, in the writing of it, that Loki's sacrifice was wholly appropriate, and for me personally, very moving. You've got a character who, for as long as he's been around, has been driven by self-interest, isolated largely by himself. On the surface, charismatic and charming and playful, but on the inside, defensive and vulnerable and hurt and alone, and somebody who's never felt like he belonged anywhere." Ending that quote right there. Tom Hiddleston took fans behind the curtain as he explained how Loki attempts to fashion the world so it belongs to him, noting how Season 2 is really about his connection with Mobius and with Sylvie, along with his other friends as he learns about trust. He says that, in quote, "And so, rather than live in the vulnerability of not belonging, he tries to fashion the world so it belongs to him. It's full of drive, and he's at the center of it, and I think that the journey he goes on across Season 2 is through his connection with Mobius and his connection with Sylvie. Mobius as a friend and a guide, Sylvie as a mirror that reflects and challenges him, and all of his other friends, B-15, Casey, Obi, and his experiences in the TVA. They have opened up his heart and mind to the possibility of trusting this character who could never be trusted, who's not worthy of being trusted." Ending that quote right there. In this new season, Tom Hiddleston's MCU anti-hero feels a sense of belonging while he takes a journey of humility and acceptance, referencing how he's moved from being burdened with glorious purpose to a sense of selflessness and generosity and love, saying that, in quote, "And suddenly he feels like he belongs, and that to me is a journey of humility and acceptance, and the idea that somebody who once arrived and said that he was burdened with glorious purpose, that he was entitled to it, that it was all about glory, but at the end he understands that purpose is about selflessness and generosity and love, and that he has a purpose that can help others live on." I just found it, and it had a poetic resolution I found extremely satisfying, and I hope that the audience feels that too, and that it resonates with them. Ending that quote right there. The Loki star concluded by looking at the real world and how people need to feel in charge of their own lives and have the ability to rewrite the story, saying that, in quote, "I think that we can all connect to it. I think that we all have to feel in charge of our own lives. We'd like to. We all understand, I hope, that we can rewrite the story, that we have the free will to make the choices which add up to the picture of our lives, and that it's Loki that's asking those questions. To me, is fascinating." Ending that quote right there. This year, all being said, all very pivotal and interesting and just powerful things that he's saying here about the character, about playing the character for another, and about, where he's leaving the character for the time being. I think one question that kind of remains is really at that two questions. Will we see the return of Loki, and when will we see the return of Loki within the MCU? With the multiverse playing such a pivotal role across the aptly named multiversal saga, it would be shocking to see Loki kept on the sidelines for too long, even though he's such an important position after Season 2. The most immediate option in line for Hiddleston's comeback as Loki would likely be next year's Deadpool 3, which is set to open the multiverse to new levels as Deadpool and Wolverine move over from the 20th Century Fox world into Marvel Studios' MCU. After that, fans will have to look forward to 2026's Avengers The Kang Dynasty and the 2027's release of Avengers Secret Wars, both of which will dive deeper into other universes as the Kang threat becomes more real, with Loki knowing more about the villain than anybody else does right now, and with no indications pointing to if or when Loki Season 3 would ever even be a thing or become a reality. Even though that the creative team has ideas on the table for it, the wait for Tom Hiddleston's fan-favorite hero will continue after another exciting round of action. This here all being said, guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Peace out.